All right, well now what we're going to do is continue with problem 44. And so what we need to highlight here then is so these equivalent units for current production, I'm going to put these in like more of a orangish color here, so that when we use our step 3, we can replicate this, or this step 3 that we see over here is going to be the same for as far as cost to account for. But from a cost per equivalent unit standpoint, we're going to be not using the entire amount, but only using the amount for the cost that were currently incurred. So in our cost per equivalent unit calculation, we're going to take the direct material cost from the current period and divide by the equivalent units for the current period. We get 331, and just copying this formula over, we get 507. So 92,250 divided by 18,200. So that's, so that will be the approach that we'll take as far as the cost per equivalent unit is concerned. So that when we get to step 5, when we have our units completed and transferred out, we're going to have a couple different costs to deal with here. So so when we deal with our direct materials conversion costs in total, so first we'll have from beginning inventory. So this is just going to be going back to our 100,000 in direct material costs and 150,000 of conversion costs, and then summing these, we'll get 250,000 in total. So that will be the cost from beginning beginning inventory. So now we'll have costs to complete beginning inventory. Well, since the direct materials were fully completed here, this cost will be 0. But the conversion costs, since we had 800 units in beginning inventory, but there were 4,000 total units, the equivalent units, so the equivalent units for this period for conversion would be the 4,000 units that were in beginning inventory plus the 8,000 that were before. So we have 3,200 that would need to be equivalently to complete the units from beginning inventory. So we take the 3,200, multiply that by $5.70, and we get 16,219. So we had 4,000 units overall. Now notice that we had 17,000 units completed and transferred out. So started and completed would be our 17,000 units completed and transferred out minus the 4,000 that were in beginning inventory. So we have 13,000 that we'll need to address. Take this 13,000, multiply by 331 for direct materials, and take the 13,000 and multiply by 507 for conversion costs. So that when we take the total completed and transferred out, we'll see that number is 375, 84, 86. When we do our work in process ending, we're going to follow the same approach that we did over here. That is that we'll be having, so work in process ending would be, so we're going to have the same direct materials and conversion cost item that we have here, and basically we're going to have the same equivalent units that we had over here. But now notice that the cost per equivalent unit differs. So we take 5,000 multiplied by 331, and then we take 2,000 and multiply by 507, so that when we copy these formulas down and we will sum this, we will see that we have 26,665.14. So that when we look at our grand totals then, summing these columns, we have our 159,500, 242, 250, and 401, 750 as our costs accounted for.